We created an introduction to a movie that adheres to the forms and conventions of the thriller genre. We aim to stick close to the ideas and themes that are usually found in a thriller film, and by doing this we found a way to develop these ideas and use them to individualise our work. In A Clockwork Orange, the style that is presented is very fluid and well choreographed, in such a way that violence and unlawful acts are perceived as naturally occurring events. We wanted to harness this choreographed movement of the characters but ensure that no implications of violence being acceptable made it into the final product. So to prevent this and stop our film from turning into a musical theatre type performance, we used the idea of integrating these motions into camera work. The intention was to reflect the flamboyant mannerisms of dance in a way that used an unusual, creative and unexpected variety of shots. In regards to maintaining a meaningful plotline whilst obeying the themes of thriller, our thriller copes well. The opening sequence keeps the plot concealed from the audience, but adds suspense by raising a number of questions about the characters' actions. The thriller's soundtrack usually aims to intensify the screenplay with dramatic non-diegetic sound and then pauses. Our soundtrack was composed so that these moments of tension fall in the right places, and also when the film needs to be calm, this happens in the right moment. Our media product represents a teen to adult socialhood group. It does this by casting the two main characters as people from this age group, and also covers a useful outlook on thrillers which are usually heavily involving adults, such as Pulp Fiction and many others, particularly fully grown men or women in their 30s. I think that we could have focused more on representing a particular social group, as that was one of the less developed areas in our film, however, it was not weak. Our film could be distributed through a number of mediums as its content is acceptable to a lot of audiences. We're aiming at males aged 16 to 30, because according to BBFC and various other websites, this is the key audience. Ideally, distributing our product in mainstream cinema would be most suitable as it generates huge amount of profits, whilst attracting a wide audience. We based our target audience on a stereotype, so there may well be other demographics who enjoy it, and mainstream distributors are best at promoting these films to other audiences. After the film has been shown in mainstream cinemas, it would be appropriate to then show the movie online with companies like Netflix and Love Film, as movie piracy after cinema showing when it's released online generate most profit. We want to prevent movies from going online until after the film has been screened. Generate buzz before the mainstream cinema showing via companies like Odeon and ABD. Film screened for a week in an art house cinema to get critics on board with the excitement, but this will not generate as much profit at the Odeon showings, as people trust that a movie is going to be worth watching if it's on a big company's cinema. The audience for our media product was difficult to decide on at first, as a wide range of people that we tested the footage really enjoyed watching it. Posted a quick survey online via social networks to receive feedback. We asked questions that might lead us to a definite target audience and found that more males than females understood the ambiguity of the plot, and also received the most approval from males. So from this, we decided that we should focus our attention onto what the males want to see. We headed then to UK Tribe's website to decide on focus groups. We found that teenagers were the most likely group to associate and connect with our work, which led to how far into the teenage years our film would sit. Desperate to stop the audience from becoming too niche, as it would not make much profit, we looked on the BBFC website to find that footage most represents peoples of age 18 and over. Then we asked more questions on Quick Survey to find out how old we could aim our project at. The response was that 30 years old was the limit, because older people weren't as enthused about it. Feedback from a preliminary task also supports this. To attract a target audience, we ensured that the characters in the film relate in some way to the target audience. This helped them connect to the characters in different ways, which would ultimately help the movie to affect the audience in a more significant way. Locations are key to attracting the correct audience, as on a council estate, there are many 80 to 30-year-old males. Seeing these characters in the trailer would enhance their want to see the film. The music in our film doesn't correspond to an era outside the past 30 years, so this wouldn't oppose the target audience, as it's a fairly mutual genre. The point of the music is not to stand out, but to enhance the screenplay, and this would neither hinder nor promote the attraction to the film for the audience. Costumes are fairly average teenage attire. This might help attract teenagers, as they would be able to relate to the character's style and life. They are dark to represent the fear and suspense. The process of constructing this product did involve different variations of technology, and I can say that I did learn a lot. I learned how to effectively use a focus on the DSLR camera that was used to film, not only to obtain the highest quality from filming, but also to archive a blurred effect for some of the opening shots at the beginning of the film. This created a calm effect and helped with the upbeat audio at the beginning. Also learnt that when editing there are a lot of steps to obtain a higher quality media product that makes sense and keeps the audience entertained for the duration. This includes making sure the audio levels are correct. This entails a lot of fine tuning to get just right and obtain a good sound to match the media product. Also learned about getting files into the right format so it was submittable to the exam board. Looking back at our preliminary task, I feel I've learnt a lot from progression from it to the full product, that a variety of shot types is extremely important, as well as getting the music to fit the action unfolding on screen. The reason I know this is because it keeps the action moving and the audience entertained, as it keeps tension and mystery running throughout, which is two key features of the thriller genre. As well, I know music is another important item for original media. For example, in a film noir, the music doesn't fit the action unfolding or the rhythm of the movement, so it seemed out of place. We managed to make this better in our final piece. We made sure the music increased in volume when more action was happening on screen, as well as the music managed to build up the tension and reach crescendo at the right point in the opening sequence.